and this is now about exchanging contracts. And we've actually had a couple of questions of this over time, and every time we pull out the legislation, we go, "Yep, we are right," because it's not something you always come back to, and it's usually coming from agents who are primarily residential agents, and they're doing a little bit of commercial, industrial, retail sales, sort of almost on the side of their business. The guys that are focusing on the commercial, industrial, retail, know the difference. And so this is a regular question from your primarily residential sales agents. And what Section 64 of the Property and Stock Agents Act tells us is that a real estate agent may do a number of things. And it's all about filling up the proposed contract for the sale of a residential property. Now, remember, that's what we refer to as the black box, and that's the, putting in the purchaser's name, the address, the description, the name and address of the legal practitioner for the purchaser, the purchase price, the date. They're all those 5 things that need to go in there. They can insert or delete from a contract any description of any furnishings or chattels, so that's going in there as the inclusions. And they can participate in the exchange of making of contracts for the sale of residential property. It does not cover commercial, industrial, retail, okay, or rural. Okay, so we're looking here. Obviously, at an auction, yes, the agent is allowed to facilitate that exchange. But in a normal exchange process on commercial, industrial, and retail property, that exchange process is out of your hands as an agent and off to the legal practitioner, so solicitor or conveyancer in this case. So we just need to remember that when we all get so used to the exchange process and what we've been doing for years, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment when we talk about contracts again. But, in the actual exchange process, it doesn't change what your function is, it doesn't change how you have to do it and get your authorities to exchange and all those processes that you learn about to make, to actually affect a compliant exchange. And by goodness, you want it to be compliant at that point because you want to make sure that sale concludes, completes and settles. So because when do you get paid? After all that has happened. So you want to make sure that the exchange process is exactly right, and there can't be people withdrawing from it. And if you're doing it at auction, it's under auction conditions on that day. And all of those other things that happen for residential property, auctions are different for commercial, industrial, retail, and then for a private treaty sale in a commercial, industrial, retail, you as an agent cannot do that exchange. So hopefully that's really clear. As I said, a number of people have asked that just in the last week we had one, and it came on the back of a couple from a week or so ago before that. So it's a question, I think, in the current market, you guys are looking for other avenues of making money, and as you expand your business and expand your offerings, and mostly that's from residential into those other, you start working with some vendors and purchasers of commercial, industrial and retail, there's more to learn there. And, of course, we can always help you with that because we'll educate on every level, and we certainly do that on the commercial, industrial, retail side as well. So, guys, but just get your exchanges right.